This is Wednesday Night Hockey, where the greatest players come to play. Now settle in for the Sid and Ovi Show. And whenever they face off, offense always comes first.
What a play! Stick it! And that's what Crosby does. Score! It is Ovechkin!
It's a Wednesday Night Hockey doubleheader on NBCSN.
Apparatus finals continue from Doha, the most world championship medals. Svetlana Horkina with 20, but Simone Biles can catch her. Got a couple of gold medals already at the 2018 version, and we'll see her momentarily on vault. Take you back to what took place in Simone Biles in the all-around final on vault.
And this was the Biles. She performed it so well in the qualifying round. Didn't go for it in the team finals. Tried here, and she just didn't quite get that block. You see her hand almost kind of slide out. I talked to her moments before the competition began today, and she told me she will not be doing this vault, going for the less difficult today.
But can still win with that vault. And
no question.
Did win the all-around final. A gold medal, but she wasn't exactly thrilled about it.
I don't know. I'm still pretty disappointed in myself because I know what I can do out there despite the all-around, winning gold. It doesn't show who I am, and that's just kind of disappointing. But we have finals, so hopefully I'll redeem myself. But I don't know. I guess it's good to be back on the podium, even with the falls, but it just sucks. It just sucks, man.
She can even say that with a smile and a laugh, and it makes you smile.
Some brutal honesty.
Yeah. Compete against yourself when you're at her level and nobody else is at her level. So you see Simone going third here in the vault finals. No Morgan Hurd here. We'll see her later on in the uneven bar. So you got one American in the mix here for a medal. The floor exercise complete for the men. They've got three things to do today. The women too, and the walkout for the vault. And the athletes who have qualified for this but are all competing against the second person right there in line, Simone Biles.
Yeah, don't be alarmed. As Nastia reported, she says she's not going to do the more difficult vault. The irony is she absolutely does not need to do it. Her two other vaults are just as hard, if not harder, than everybody else is doing, and she'll out-execute everybody by a mile.
And yes, Oksana Chusevitsina is in the mix, 43 years of age. Athletes getting set for this vault final. An opportunity for Simone Biles, Laurent Landy, her coach, new coach this year. And yes, they have really talked a lot about the uneven bars and how much she wants to win a medal there. She's searching for a gold medal on vault as well.
Oh, and it's going to be so easy. If she can just do what she is fully capable of doing, especially not doing the more difficult vault today, the Biles, this is going to be pretty much a piece of cake for her.
Won a gold in Rio, of course, involved, but not at the World Championship. She's won medals, but not the gold.
And she's upset. She's really upset that she's not going to be doing that more difficult vault, but she's already done it, became named after her after performing it successfully in the qualifying round of competition. So really there's no need to do it here. She's going to win if she could just land on her feet on those two vaults.
No chance she changes her mind?
I don't think so. Literally spoke to her a few minutes before they marched out. She said no, but stranger things have happened.
Yeon Rae-young from North Korea.
And not even close. That's called an Aminar, has a max score of 15.8.
And really just didn't even get a block off of the table. Her hands were high on the table. Take a look at where she does a round off onto the board. And right here, just doesn't quite, in slow-mo, doesn't look quite as bad, but in real time, it really looked like she just missed that block, the repulsion to get height off of the table.
Twisting immediately. Her hands are on the table. She's starting her snap. And as she's snapping her body, she's already starting to twist, which really makes that challenging.
2 vaults, they averaged the score. So she's set for her second one. The 17-year-old competing at her first World Championships.
And that first vault that she did, if you want to see how it's supposed to be done, just wait a little bit. Simone Biles will be doing that same vault.
So in the vaulting finals, you have to do 2 vaults, and they have to be what's called from 2 different families. So she did a Yurchenko-style vault that time. This time, she'll be doing a front handspring-style vault. So she'll do no half turn or round off onto the board. It's very difficult what she's planning to do. It's a handspring laid out front with 1.5 twists.
$13.066 for that first effort. Bronze medal at the Asian Games this year, 2018. Last year as well.
Very capable on this event. North Korea, of course, has had some great vaulters, both on the men's and the women's side. Power is really critical. Oh, and gets that around, just barely though.
Her chest extremely low on that landing. That is, of course, what the judges will be deducting quite a bit for on that vault.
And, you know, with the fall, though, on the first vault, she, you know, most likely she put herself out of the competition. But as you said, Nastia, the chest is just like pinned to her upper legs. So, and just not so pretty in the air. And look at, she's supposed to do this vault in a laid out, stretched position. So
and really, her hips are fully.
No bend in the hips. And
yeah.
8 competitors. So the first of the 8 is this teenager from North Korea. Qualified 6th in vault to get here to the final. Which I guess that'd be your first order of business if you're at your first World Championship and whatever your specialty is, just to get to the final.
No, absolutely. An accomplishment for sure.
Second vault higher than the first, 14.166. The average 13.616 for Pyeonghwa Young from North Korea. So here comes Allie Black, the 23-year-old from Canada. Big jump last year. The world all-around silver medalist at the World Championships. Also came in 4th in vault. This year, 12th in the all-around.
Yeah, disappointment. She fell on the uneven bars and took her out. Had she not, she would have been right in the hunt as well.
Just lacked a little power there right from the table. Didn't quite get the amplitude and the height. But a very clean vault.
So she did a similar vault to what we just saw, but with one less half turn. So it's a handspring supposed to be laid out once again. And she does a full twist. You see how she squats down? That is, in addition to your body position when you're landing the other way, your chest down. If you squat down, that's also another place where these judges can deduct, and they will.
Yep, that's what he just said. He said what Tim said. Do that. How different is it to have the arena to yourself as a gymnast? In other words, all around, things are taking place everywhere.
Oh, I didn't like that.
No?
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I liked when a lot of things were going on at the same time.
Interesting.
Yeah. A little too quiet. You can hear a lot.
Yeah, you can.
You would like to think an athlete at this level blocks everything out, but that's not always true. You're aware of this.
You try to, for sure, but you know, it's more so the waiting game, when you're waiting for the judges to kind of put that green light on, and your mind starts filling up with, you know, you always want to obviously try to stay positive, whether it's visualizing positive thoughts, words, whatever that might be, but You know that you're the only one up there in this moment.
You mean this moment? You're waiting,
Exactly, while you're waiting.
Finally, the number 14, even 14 for that first effort for Ellie Black.
So once again, you need to do a different style vault, and she will. If you were to do one from the same family, it's a 0. You get no credit for it at all. Oh, and that was excellent. Really nicely done. A Sukahara with 1.5 twists. If you're being more technical, it's a Kasamatsu with a half turn. That was really great.
So her first vault, she entered going forward, and you see from the board, she does a half turn, a round off onto the table. Little leg separation there from that board.
Little bit of knees in the air, but overall kept a pretty nice stretched body and an excellent landing.
23-year-old from Halifax, Nova Scotia, one of the great athletes really ever from Nova Scotia. They put together a list earlier this year. Number 1 on the list, Sidney Crosby. So you got Ellie Black, and then it's Simone. She'll be next. 14.233, and the average 14.116. And best of the two that we have seen so far. But here's the headliner getting set. They'll make the announcement for the gymnast regarded by most as the greatest ever, and a 6 up on the board.
Yep, so it is confirmed right there. She has told the judges that she will be doing not the biles. This is called a chung, named after the great Chinese gymnast. So she's going to do a half turn onto the board, half turn onto the table, and then lay out with 1.5 twists. And that was a very good decision that she did not do her vault, because she would not have made it.
You know, it really almost looked identical to what she did in that all-around finals from the table. If you look right here, just doesn't quite get the repulsion. She's a little bit high on the table. Her hands don't quite block, almost actually misses the block completely.
Yeah, she was,
I don't know how
I don't think she was a little high. She was really high on the table. And
how about the step at the end then, Tim?
Yeah, and the big, that's a 3/10 step. And does the foot go outside of the line? I would say it does. That's an additional 10th. And she is...
And you can see she is so frustrated.
You got to remember, she has just been back a year today of training since she took off after her successes, her grand successes in Rio. But don't be worried. That vault's still going to get a good score. And this next vault will be the same one we saw from the North Korean gymnast right out of the box. And she can do it incredibly well.
We've seen that look on her face before, earlier this week.
Well, and you know, that's what she's talked about all week long is sure, she, you know, team gold, all around gold. She makes this to her feet, most likely another gold right here. But that's not what it's all about for her. She's more so disappointed in the performances, not the scores, not the placements, not the gold medals, because she has it all. She has already achieved and accomplished just about everything she wants to, minus a, you know, possible bar medal coming up later. But she wants to do her best performance every single time. And still, a huge, huge score.
Yeah.
The one thing we really haven't talked about, though, is this is the 4th major competition she's done all around 3 times already. So she's tired. There's no question about it. No matter how well trained you are, she did the all-around yesterday, had some struggles there. So she's a little fatigued. There's no question. Oh, there you go.
There you go. That's more like it, Simone.
Yeah. There's your champ right there. No,
no question.
It's a done deal. I hate to call it before we're even halfway through, but it's done.
No, I understand, and I'm glad you say that because it's true, Melissa, but you've got
Five more people.
Yeah, exactly.
But look how much height she gets in the air. Just absolutely amazing.
Well, she does exactly what she didn't on the first one. Gets her hands right down to the table, has good contact with it, and because of that is able to Simone soar off of the vaulting table. 2.5 twists. It's called an Aminar. Nobody in the world right now can currently do that vault even close to like that.
And you see her normally, you know, we occasionally see that smile, the bubbly, but she's an amazing score. Look at that execution score, 9.666. I don't think we're going to see that. I know we're not going to see that from anybody else.
And that was not a stare, but a glare at the number, as if really, she didn't care.
Absolutely, because it's not about the scores. It's not about adding another gold medal. Yes, that's incredible. Do not get me wrong. But she's disappointed in herself with that performance, the first one at least.
So to follow that, the 24-year-old from Mexico, Alexa Moreno, who is competing in the vault final at the World Championships for the 4th straight time. 7th in 2011, 2014, and 2015.
We've seen this vault. It's the front handspring style with a laid out 1.5 twist. Actually pretty good.
Qualified into the final in 4th place.
Has a lot of power. So the forward entry, 1.5 twist, keeps her body more extended than we've seen thus far.
Definitely more extended in the air. You see right there, her hips are open, but on the landing, feet apart, legs apart. Chest is a little bit low, but really picks it up pretty quickly. And again, we're seeing a lot of extra deductions in the slow-mo. Sometimes in regular speed, the judges aren't necessarily seeing that chest that low because she picks it up so quickly.
Missed the Worlds last year after undergoing left knee surgery, had a meniscus. Took care of that in April of 2017. Won the Mexican National Championships in vault in 2018. Set for her second effort.
And that's a pretty good score. You see the 8.8 execution. Not as difficult as the vaults that we just saw from Simone in terms of the difficulty score.
This is a tough vault too, though. 15.6 maximum score. She'll do that half or quarter turn onto the table. She does a Kasamatsu style, so it's a quarter turn. But it's basically 2 twists with a laid out somersault. Oof. Got it around.
Stepped out of the line, so we'll have a deduction there, but great 2 vaults for her.
Completed it, but the step out, get the numbers for Alexa Moreno, and another look as we take you to break at the high-flying Simone Biles. She wasn't thrilled again, but that is a standard no one's ever set for themselves before. Alexa Moreno of Mexico, 14.416 for the second vault, 14.508, and into second place right behind Simone Biles.
Yeah, and she actually looks pretty good with what we've got coming down the road here. She could definitely factor in. It's going to be close.
Yo So-jung from Korea, Seoul, South Korea, 16 years of age. Just missed qualifying for the all-around final.
Oh, that was beautiful.
really, really nice in the air. Again, we talk about the same thing over and over, but that's what the judges are looking for, those hips to be completely open, extended. Couldn't tell from that angle if she stepped outside the lines, but...
I think she might have, but she's got it in her genes, and I don't mean blue jeans. Her dad, 1996 silver medalist on this event, and she does step over that line, but before that, it was tremendous. Look at the body position, great form. That's a 3/10 step plus 1 for going out.
But look how open her hips are right there in the air. And you see her spot the ground, chest in a pretty good position. Really, that step on the landing.
Was there any point where you thought he meant blue jeans?
No.
I just wondered. I was just curious. Yeah.
But thanks just for letting us know.
Clarifying. Yeah. Yeah, I just think
I like to be clear, Terry.
I
like to be clear.
It's not the main motivation, obviously, but an extra little incentive for young gymnasts right now. I mean, Alexa Moreno has been to a number of world championships, but that thought of the picture hanging on your wall on the podium and Simone Biles is there next to you, it's pretty
cool.
nice. Yep.
Absolutely.
So the second effort coming up.
Once again, needs to do a different entry vault. Simone did a round up, but then a half turn on one and not on the other. She'll do Yurchenko style. Oh boy.
And you know, not as difficult as of a vault, just a double twist and her chest really far down, big step forward.
Yeah, she's actually capable of doing that vault much better. Didn't really get the power. You see the 15.4 maximum score.
You know, and really similar to what we saw. Yeah, that chest was just so low. Similar to what we saw in the men's floor finals, those last tumbling passes, when they're really going for that stick, and perhaps that's what she was doing right there, trying to spot the landing, go for a stick, and sometimes when you do that, you tend to under-rotate things. But still, two very, very good vaults for her.
Very determined, staying on her feet, representing her nation with pride.
Just like to listen to the PA announcer sometimes. You get some entertaining stuff here in Doha.
It's a good word, Terry.
60, yes, that's why I went there. 16 years old, first trip to the World Championships and competing against the best. And hanging in there. 13.933 for the second one, so 14.233 into third place, right behind Moreno. Simone Biles, of course, still with the lead.
And we'll stay there for sure.
And here is the 18-year-old from China, Liu Jinru.
Representing China, Liu Jinru.
8th in qualifying in terms of vault, really a vault specialist, also very good on floor, but the Asian champ vault in 2017 won the Chinese national championships this time.
And that was funky. Didn't it look like she messed her steps up?
Tripped a little bit right before she jumped onto that board.
You kind of cringed
I did.
in real time.
Yeah. She can be better than that. Let's see if we get a shot.
Didn't look totally normal there, but
you know, it turns out pretty good. It's that Kasamatsu style vault, quarter turn onto the table. Oh, and actually that foot was definitely out of bounds as well, and really a big hip angle as she's reaching for the ground.
And really trying to get that twist all the way around. Finished it a little bit late, but still got it around.
It's got to be an awful feeling if you do have that little bit of a stumble or trip.
Oh, it's scary.
Yeah.
It's very scary because you don't get a second chance. You know, you can't try that again.
14.1.
That's a pretty decent execution score in my opinion.
Yeah, but she's really got to bang this one out here. She's going to do a handspring with a Rudy 1.5 twist. We've seen it a number of times. Needs to have an open body in the air, no piking or very little, and then obviously come up with the good landing. And she really didn't do any of that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, had to really close her hips at the end. You know, a great job for her, though. You know, amazing that China has somebody in the event finals for the women on vaulting. They have historically really struggled here. They had 3 top vaulters on their team, but you see the pike and then
and just really both on both vaults, actually a little late to the twist, doesn't quite get that last quarter of a twist as quickly as she does the beginning of the vault. Still gets it, I would say. She's on the verge. I would say she definitely got it all the way around, but she's getting close to not getting it all the way around.
Coming in, the best of the Chinese athletes on vault. She won the championship this year and also on the floor, Chinese national championship.
But they are just absolutely gorgeous on the uneven bars, on the balance beam. So it definitely is a little surprising. I mean, of course, at the 2008 Olympics, we've seen it before.
Yes.
But not in the last few years.
I don't want to keep bringing it up, but the lack of a smile on the face of Simone Biles. Yes, she's not satisfied with the effort. Forget the score, forget the medals. She's also dealing with a kidney stone all week.
Absolutely.
You know?
The amount of pain I'm sure she's in. And to be honest, she's also focusing because she has the uneven bar finals coming up just in a few minutes. So no time to celebrate that 3rd gold medal quite yet.
18-year-old from Canada, Shalyn Olsen, who was in the team event, gave him a 14.8 in the team event.
And she's capable of 2 very big vaults. She qualified right behind Simone Biles. You see that 6.0. We haven't seen that since Simone's first vault. Whoa. Okay, well, it's the same style vault. Well, no, it's the same vault that Simone did for her first one. Just doesn't really do it to the level of Simone Biles. I mean, it was good, and it should factor in, I would say.
Factor in for a medal, absolutely.
Yes.
Definitely not near Simone's vault by any means, but it is such a difficult vault. You see right here, she does a half onto the table, laid out 1.5, and just some major form issues as she's coming down. As you mentioned earlier, just a little soft kind of throughout the entire vault.
Another thing they'll be looking at, this vault has to show a complete half turn onto the table, which she does not. That was about a quarter of the way. It'll be a deduction, no question. Watch, she should be completely facing forward.
Look at her hands.
Is she facing forward? No, she's not. So,
but once again, the judges aren't necessarily seeing it this slow, but they absolutely have recognized that it wasn't a complete half turn onto the table.
14.6 is the number for Olsen. Why not? Why not make that change? So they can see it.
yeah.
Oh, goodness. The judge,
Yeah.
that would, first of all, take forever.
Might take a little while, but
Yeah.
we just did it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Second effort coming up.
It's one of 5.4, 15.4 max. I believe she's going to do a Yurchenko double twist. And that was very nice. That's the best one of those we've seen today.
You know, and they actually can go back and watch it if they have an inquiry.
Yes.
Good second effort that time. Shalyn Olsen from Canada. We'll get the numbers on her as Simone Biles continues to lead the way on vault. Back to get the numbers. Shalyn Olsen of Canada. 14.433 on the second one, so lower than the first. 14.516 up into second place.
They did that right.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Alexa Moreno in third place, trying to stay there and make it to the podium as Simone Biles still leads the way.
And, you know, we've said this pretty much throughout the entire competition, but whoever gets second and third, I mean, that's a win in itself because you are just not going to beat Simone Biles.
So we are down to the final gymnast here in the individual event on vault, and it's one you know extremely well. 43 years of age, Oksana Chusovitina, Uzbekistan, and she has been at the World Championships. Her first attempt, 1991.
Absolute legend in the sport of gymnastics.
Yeah, she's an icon to the sport. Oh boy, and she went for it. Doing the handspring front Rudy. A lot of times she'll only do a front full. And the thing that amazes me so much about Oksana is that she is doing probably the most physically demanding event where injuries can happen so easily, so quickly, the blink of an eye. Yes, she landed short there, there's no question. But I can't believe she's been able to stay healthy for all these years. After her first Olympic Games, she told me once a long time ago, I thought I'd quit then. Well, not even close.
And her first Olympic Games, 1992 Barcelona. Look at the numbers on her. 16th appearance at the World Championships, 7 Olympic appearances, 2 Olympic medals, 11 World Championship medals, competing for 4 different nations. It's extraordinary.
It's like impossible,
yeah.
Right? I mean, before Oksana has done this, nobody thought.
And to be honest, I don't think anyone will ever do this again except for her.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely amazing and just so well respected throughout the entire gymnastics community among athletes and coaches, and just very loved.
Oh, there you go. Much better.
Still competitive, too. She was 5th at the World Championships last year on vault. And she's talked about it. She thought about retiring a number of times, not just early on after Barcelona, but especially after London. Said it's just her passion for the sport that keeps her in it.
Nice 1.5 twist. Great body position in the air. She's just going to really need to survive the score she got on that first vault, because this is excellent.
Absolutely untouchable in women's artistic gymnastics.
She was initially asked about the next Olympics, and she said, well, never say never. But as time has gone on, she's become more optimistic and really firm that I'm going to stay in it through Tokyo.
Very inspiring athlete. You're waiting for the score and the podium. Here it is.
14.2 on the second one and 14.3 overall into 4th place.
Oh, boy.
Hats off to her. The winning goal.
And every time now you watch her compete, you feel like, all right, I got to really pay attention. Well, you always paid attention, but one of the last times perhaps, but she just keeps going. So it is Simone Biles who wins the gold. Shalyn Olsen of Canada, and then Alexa Moreno.
What a moment for her and her country.
No Mexican woman has ever won a medal at the World Championships until right now, and tears in her eyes already, and the fans.
Good for her.
What a moment. To the finals a number of times, but for the first time breaking through to make it to the podium, and the moment they found out. Pretty cool. But it is Simone Biles who wins the vault final over Shalyn Olsen and Alexa Moreno. So she gets that gold medal in vault, and you guys not only predicted it, but called it midway through.
You know, putting a check by this and on to the next.
Which is the big one. for her. Don't forget, that's the one she said coming into these championships, that's the one she wanted, a medal on the uneven bars.
And we'll see Morgan Hurd, too, from the U.S. in that a little bit later on. Another look at the winning effort from Simone Biles. And normally, the personality filling an arena, the smile. Right now, it's still a glare. She wants more.